Some of the things to think about is you want to build brand awareness. Just like I talked about having that graphic on Facebook. I'll show you after this because the projector's kind of crazy. Sorry about that. But having a graphic on Facebook, we can take a YouTube page and make it look branded to your company so that they're constantly getting your brand logo there and remembering it, constantly putting your brand at the forefront. You want to become known as an expert. You guys are experts in your field, you're professionals. We have to display that in a way that lets people know that we know what we're talking about, we have your interest at heart, and we want to help you out. Get to know prospects. Facebook is really good for this. Some of the examples that I have is Jessica Phillips, not here today. She's had a family emergency, had to go to the hospital type of stuff. And what I'm able to do is, as a business owner, I'm able to look at that and notice, oh, she's in the hospital. And I could post on there, hey, Jessica, I hope everything's going okay. We have you on our minds, and that sort of thing. Now you've made a connection with the customer that says, wow, they really care about me. Or having somebody that can manage that. Maybe somebody in your office could manage that. But it definitely adds a really good edge to your company to let them know that you care and keeping their thoughts. But also, once you become their friend, you're able to see their friends. And then, of course, you've got more prospects that you're able to add and let them know about your company, redirect them back to your website. Develop your own process and system. We've talked to a lot of clients. A lot of times they're hesitant to go on Facebook or Twitter because they're thinking that you have to do a business plan that is specifically for Facebook. Obviously, you have your own process, you have your own system in play for getting new clients and getting new customers, and you can use that process and a strategy that will work on these social media platforms. Let's look at some of the different misconceptions. Biggest misconception, blue screen. Everything is going to go dead and it's not going to work, okay? And I just love it. There we go. If you build it, they will come. It's not the field of dreams. You've probably experienced this when you first started your website, and in 3 months you realized, I thought I'd have 100,000 hits on this website, and I've only got 50. Wow, that was a bad investment. It's not the field of dreams. It takes averages about 90 days before you start to see a build and an increase on the investment that you're doing, because it is an advertising investment. But having everything together increases your presence, and through that people start to filter through your company and start to see your brand. It can, let's see here. Oh, a lot of people think that they can just put up a special once a month and they'll make a ton of money. You know, generally you'll know if you put a coupon in the paper, chances are you're not going to have a humongous influx if you do it once a month. If you're doing it once a week, you have greater odds. But it becomes expensive when you're doing it through TV and newspaper. A lot cheaper if you're doing it through Facebook. So all you're doing, if you're paying somebody to manage your site, you're paying a monthly fee, and we're doing those coupons for you. Definitely staying current is obviously a big thing. During Lent, you probably don't want to put up a steak special coupon. Probably not going to go over so well in this area. A lot of people think that they cannot track their return on investment. Definitely not true. I'll show you in just a minute. Facebook has analytics that work similar to Google. You can find out who's going to your Facebook page. Are they male, female? What's the age demographic that we're looking at? What's the race demographic that we're looking at? These things that we can start to look at. And then you can use your strategies for that demographic different weeks or different months out of the year. Say, okay, we've had a really large influx of male or females that are 55 years old. Okay, well, let's have this advertisement that's going to target those people. And we'll skip that video just for time's sake. Kind of the loop that we're looking at. That's right. It is. Kind of the loop that we start to see, and I kind of talked about it in the video, is the number one thing that we want to start to do is we want to start to listen to what your customers are saying. This is pretty 101 marketing. You guys know this. But once you establish a Facebook page or a Twitter page, and you start to communicate with these people, we can start to listen to what they're saying. We don't want this to turn into a one-way conversation where you're posting everything and they're not saying anything. Now you've got a one-way conversation and it's not very effective. The second thing that we start to look at is enhance the customer experience. What are you going to do for the customer that allows them to feel like this is something I should buy or this is something that I can get. Obviously, when we're in business, hopefully the number one thing isn't just making money. That is a benefit, but hopefully we're adding something for customers that's going to benefit them. Become symbiotic. Okay, be known as the expert. People want to know that they have a professional in their field and that they are going to do a proper job. A lot of tech people here, you guys obviously are staying on the forefront of the technology. You're being an expert in the field. And then, of course, the end result is to increase sales. Through all this, we want to see that the bottom line, okay, we've invested X amount of dollars, and we've grown for 5 or 6 months now. We've seen a steady growth. So that's the goal. Things to remember. Do not spam. Nobody likes a spammer, that's for sure. I get tons and tons of emails and don't even look at them, we delete them because I know right away it's spam. Actually, in my inbox, it comes up as yellow, so I know right away this person is not really somebody I know. You will see spammers on Facebook. They're not very effective, and a lot of times they're for a short period of time, and then they'll disappear off the face of the earth because they've got, they just spam people, and people will actually block them. You definitely, our goal is not to have you blocked. We don't want people blocking your company and not seeing your brand. So we would do that by not spamming. We're not going to have a one-way conversation. It's symbiotic and it's two-way. Be yourself, be professional, but act friendly. Just like the hospital situation that I was talking about is you're able to be friendly in a way that's also professional. We're not intruding on their life and making them feel like, oh, get out of my house. You kind of dive a little too deep, but you're able to be professional at the same time. Okay, we follow the 4 E's when marketing or when making a post, and let's look at those. Educate, engage, be the expert, and entertain. This is a general rule. If you can hit 2 to 3 of those, that's awesome, because you're able to concentrate your post and it becomes more effective than having 4 or 5 posts in a couple hours. But you're able to say, okay, we're going to post once a day or once every couple days, but it's going to be so concentrated, and we're going to have all of our content together and ready that when we make the post, it's an excellent job.